Well, it's once again time to call out SouthShore12 for a second day in a row about the double standards that are going on with their news coverage, particularly, Huntington Station. The guy that was murdered in Huntington Station, they barely covered that, but yet, because something happened in Watermill, we're going to cover that. We're going to cover it for a minute because it happened in Watermill.
We have new details tonight in what is now a murder investigation at a ritzy East End spa and retreat. Late tonight, police confirmed that a woman was killed at Shosugi Bond House in Watermill.
So we're going to be all over that.
The victim's body was found in a guest room at the exclusive luxury wellness resort and spa. Investigators say the woman was found by a spa worker just after noon today, and they say the woman was a victim of violence. But right now, police are not saying how that woman died.
They're all over it, though, because it happened in Watermill.
Detectives in danger to the neighbors were understandably concerned.
I like the way she says understandably.
Total shock. It's total shock.
What about the people in Huntington Station who have to deal with this violence on a daily basis?
A good reputation in that place, right? And never heard a bad thing about it. I know people have used it.
Police are asking anyone with information.
It's just one example of the double standard, but we have more examples of that, the double standards going on at South Shore 12. We're going to next go to public hearing held on Patg Hotel proposal. Yeah, 2 minutes. This gets 2 minutes.
Change in plans for a proposed
it's just so
hotel,
obvious.
but isn't enough to have residents rolling out the red carpet. Well, News 12's John Dowding was at tonight's packed meeting in Patg, and John, neighbors have been raising concerns about the size of this plan.
Here we go again, another story. This is so obvious.
So many came out tonight. It was standing room only at tonight's packed village board meeting to hear about what could come to where I'm currently standing, a hotel in the heart of Patg. Now, the plans may have changed a little bit, may have been downsized
all over
a
the stuff,
bit,
man,
but reactions and opinions from residents remains split.
I think this would be a good addition to Patg.
It's a beautiful building. It does not belong there.
Patg community members packed a village board meeting
mostly all certain demographic
proposal for a hotel in the heart of the village.
We reduced the size of the building from a 6-story building to 5 stories.
Now, the reason I'm playing this story is there's going to be a quote in here
down to 96 rooms.
Kind of
Hilton, I think the name itself, it has a certain, it's just a good brand.
Some residents and business owners say a hotel is needed for visitors as Patg's popularity grows thanks to a decades-long revitalization.
We just don't have that, and the hotels which we are having within the next 10 miles, 12 miles, they are not very desirable places.
Not very desirable places. So the hotels that exist are not very desirable places. And what she's talking about is the hotels that are in around the Islip Airport. Not very desirable places. She said it. 10 miles. It's the middle of the island. That's what they're trying to say. Oh, it's the middle of the island. The middle of the island is not desirable. Oh, sorry, this isn't desirable over here. It's the middle of the island. It's too far north. That's the middle of the island. That's not a desirable spot. We need the hotels in our enclave instead. Patg, which is right over here. The area they want to build it in is, I think, somewhere over... let's see. It's in this general area, I think. I should know where it is. I think it was right over here, actually. You're talking about. So, this is the area they want to build it in. So, yeah, there's a, closed bowling alley. This is it right here. So they want to build it right here. There was already another new apartment building going up. I mean, Patg is just doing great. It's just all about the South Shore. Meanwhile, you know what's going on in Core, right? So, yeah, you get the idea with that. But it gets even worse, and the most infuriating part of it is when they talk. I have several environmental stories that really just talking about trash. 3 million pounds of trash and counting. Operation Splash. It's all about keeping the South Shore clean. That's right. It's all about protecting their environment.
Clean has been the mission for the past 3 decades.
Actually, let's...
Keeping our waters clean has been the mission for the past 3 decades. Carmen Grant introduces us to these amazing volunteers doing just that.
It just keeps coming back. It's kind of relentless.
An army of volunteers working to keep Long Island waters clean. It's called Operation Splash. And this trash is just a drop in the bucket compared to what they found elsewhere.
When you have really nice weather and people using the bays, it tends to get trashed up.
News 12 on the water to see
it's all
the crew
about
in
them,
action.
right?
They cover 29 miles of coastline and 54,000 acres of wetlands and marshes. So far this year, Operation Splash...
Of course, nobody gives a damn about this, right? The trash that's dumped in the Pine Barrens, right? Nobody cares about that. That's the middle of the island, so nobody's going to care. But if it affects the chosen ones on the South Shore, well, you're going to hear about it.
has pulled out 100,000 pounds of garbage from local bays.
Hot tubs, grandfather's clocks, a bag of guns, TVs, hot water
Why is no one
heaters,
cleaning up the Pine Barrens?
Shoes. You name it, we found it.
They say discarded plastic bags and bottles account for half of the trash out there.
It's very, very dangerous, and to our wildlife out there.
Volunteers say one way Long Island...
What about the wildlife here in Deer Park? What about that? Why do they have to deal with this? Why do they have to deal with this? Oh, but that's Deer Park. Who cares, right? Yeah, of course.
Can keep our waterways
Hey,
clean
those
by
people on the
picking
South
up
Shore,
trash
they're
and other
important.
debris outside their residence.
The Village of Freeport put a law into effect that the residents are responsible to clean 18 inches from the curb now. So hopefully that'll help to keep the waters more clean.
In Freeport, Carmen Grant, News 12 Long Island.
No, it's really South Shore 12, not News 12 Long Island. You don't care about all of Long Island. You only care about the South Shore.
Operation Splash has removed more than 3 million pounds of trash from Long Island waterways.
Oh, but we're just reflecting on what's going on all across Long Island. It's always about the South Shore. It's always about the South Shore. Oh, we're not done yet. I had another story on the South Shore, too. This one's not on their website, but it's in the same kind of tone about the environment on the South Shore.
Along lines in Blue Point and North Babylon. We reached out to the Board of Elections to ask about the surge in early voting.
Of course they mentioned the South Shore there with early voting.
What do we want?
For the South Shore, of course. Look at all of them. Just look. They're all a certain demographic except one. I mean, it's so obvious. What about the middle of the island being trashed? Nobody cares.
At Tanner Park in Copeg. Now,
Copeg!
Is just
South Shore again.
in Suffolk County. It would increase the county sales tax by 1/8%. That's about 12 cents more for every $100 you spend. The money would be
all
used
about
to expand
them.
sewers in some areas and offer grants to put high-tech septic systems in others. The goal? Reduce nitrogen.
Yeah, forget about the Pine Barrens, though. Who cares about them, right?
Fix itself. The problem with untreated or partially treated sewage isn't going to go
She's
away.
a certain demographic,
It's
too.
gonna get worse unless we take action.
Look at the way she's dressed.
Now, Prop 2 is just one measure you may find.
They all are.
Full of clothes and for newborns.
Oh, and they were in Rockville Center, too. Yep. They're in Rockville Center, too. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's all about the South Shore. Yeah, that wasn't on their website, so I figured actually the Rockville Center one is on their website. I think it is. Operation Splash. It's all about the South Shore. Yeah, there's another story. Rockville Center. How much time did this get? 2 minutes? They spent 2 minutes in Rockville Center on this story. 2 minutes. Helping families in need again. I love the hypocrisy here. Helping people in need. Meanwhile, you blatantly ignore the middle of the island. You blatantly ignore towns, people of color, working class communities in the middle of the island. You blatantly ignore it time and time again, ignoring the issues that they're going through. But it's all part of the plan. You see, it's all part of the plan. It's all about the South Shore.
With love
I'm not going to play this story. It's just so obvious. It really is. It really is. It's all about the South Shore. It's just all about the South Shore. The rest of us just don't matter. It's just so obvious. And, they'll just say, well, we're just reflecting what's going on across Long Island. We're just reflecting that. The people that matter are on the South Shore. And if you're not on the South Shore in those enclaves, then you don't matter. you're pretty much worthless. That's what we're trying to say. And if you don't like it, you can shut up and go live in New Jersey, or go somewhere else. And that trash is still there, too. Nobody bothers cleaning this up. Nobody bothers cleaning this up here. No. That's what pisses me off. They clean. All right, it's great. I'm not saying it's bad that they're cleaning the waterways on this. But what about the woods here? Why doesn't anyone clean the woods here? I've contacted the DEC about this dumping site. They don't do nothing. Nothing's been done about it. It's still there. I can walk by there and I would soon show it to you. Nobody cares that this area is trash. Oh, it's the middle of the island. Who cares? It's the middle of the island. Nobody cares. I'm sick of it, man. Why can't we all matter? Why does it only have to be them? It's so wrong what's happening. It really is. So, what can I say? It's so wrong. You see all the trash here? Nobody cares about this. It's all about a clean environment for the preppy people. But for the rest of us, we don't matter. And I really wish more and more people on Long Island, I think people know what's going on, but I really wish more people on Long Island would talk about it. More people would make videos about it. More people would complain to their elected officials and the media about it. Because this double standard is not acceptable. That's it.